Hey, what's going on, party people? This your man Griff here. Just trying to do another quick video before I go to my 2 o'clock. It's like 1:35, so I got some time before I do it. So I wanted to throw another video up there. Systems check part 3. I don't know how. I guess you can call this a part of the system, but it's something that I'm still trying to work out. I mean, I've had to modify this multiple times. It's how you contact the customer. And you say, well, it's easy to contact the customer. You just call them. Well, if you have a non-standard name, some people will have a hard time understanding your name. If you call in a house where there's a man who has a jealous streak and you're a man calling and they have on the order his wife's name, but not his name. So you call looking for Mrs. Smith, and he's like, who this? So you got to find a way that when you introduce yourself to eliminate that. And the sad part is that sometimes people, they know a notary is calling them. But I guess also what I've learned is that because sometimes they said, in the past, the notary never called them and they would just show up. So you have people who've done this mobile notary closings at their home before, and the notary just shows up with a pack of papers and never even called to confirm. So you have that going on, and then here you are calling. You may have a woman that answers the phone with a jealous streak on her, and you, the young lady, asking for Mr. Jones. And she like, who this? You know what I'm saying? And everything. So I've had to develop, and I look like I'm going to have to change it again, how I introduce myself to avoid confusion. So when I call, I normally in the beginning I would call and say, how you doing? My name is Seben. I'm the notary assigned. Who did? Seben. Who? See what? Seben. That is my name, Seben. Yeah, what do you want then? I'm the notary calling to confirm an appointment with you for your loan closing. Okay. All right. And that goes for whether it's a black dude, white dude, Asian guy, Taiwanese. I'm telling you across the board, you call, and if your name, yeah, this is Jamel. Jam who? What? This is Shaquita. Shaq what? Shaq that. I'm telling y'all. So what I wound up doing was, how you doing? This is Mr. Griffin from Griffin Notary Services. So I throw a little deep, I get that bass in the voice. And they're like, who? And they still, you explain. This is Mr. Griffin from Griffin Notary Services. I'm the notary assigned to meet you for your loan closing. And who are you? Mr. Griffin, the notary. You have a loan closing. Oh, yeah. Okay, so what do you want? I just told you what I wanted. And I've actually ended up coming out my mouth saying that to them. Most of the time I don't say I just tell you, I say I share. I say I just shared with you what I wanted. I'm confirming an appointment for your loan closing. You did apply for a mortgage and you're supposed to be closing on the refinance, correct? Yeah, that's right. Oh, okay. So when you coming? So to me, this part in the process can be ever evolving. Now, at the same time, I'm learning that depending on what area of the country you live in, what area of the state you live in, what city you live in, things can be different. And I've been in a situation where it's like, hey, I'm Mr. Griffin Notary Service. No problem. Oh, hey, how you doing? Good. Other times it's like, who are you? Even from the ladies, what do you want? And I almost said a couple of times, I'm not you, because you can tell in the tone. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay. So now, recently I had to change. So before, I was saying, how you doing? This is Mr. Griffin from Griffin Notary Services. I'm the notary assigned to meet with you for your loan closing. For whatever reason, people can't get that. So now I've had to switch to saying, how you doing? This is Mr. Griffin. I'm the notary assigned to meet with you. I just have to go and be blunt. And it's like, now that I'm doing that, I'm not getting any questions. But if I try to be more subtle, just say, hey, how you doing? This is Mr. Griffin. I'm from Griffin Notary Services. I'm the notary assigned to meet with you for your loan closing. Right now, people just seem to can't understand that. And that right now for me is a moving goalpost, because it's like I'll come up with a way to communicate to them, and then all of a sudden it's like I get this block of customers who just can't understand why I'm calling. Or I get, recently it was like several people in a row, the husbands had like, what do you want with my wife? I'm like, I don't want nothing. I'm like, I'm the notary. I'm calling. Oh, well, I'm on the loan too. And I'm like, well, sir, they just put her name down. They didn't put your name down as a contact. Had they done that, I would have called and asked for you. But they didn't. Oh, all right. And then even when you get there, it can be a little tense and weird, because, now they look at you like, okay. And some people, I've learned that they don't think that men do notary work. So they get surprised when I show up. But come up with a system to where you can communicate who you are in an efficient manner. Maybe the young ladies, y'all don't have that issue. People expect the woman, from what I'm learning. But when a guy calls, at least in my perspective, when I call, it's like, who are you? Or, what do you want there, fella? I'm like, I just want to confirm an appointment with you. So for a while, I had went to doing text messages, sending text messages to people. But then, and again, it's weird. Then all of a sudden, I couldn't send text messages anymore, not because my text messaging wasn't working, but because all of a sudden now everybody's putting their home phone number down. And my cell phone carrier wants to charge you a fee for when they deliver a text message and translate it into a message. And my text message is not necessarily short. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, so now I can't send text messages because everybody all of a sudden is putting down their home phone number. It says cell in the order, but when I actually send a text message, it's a daggone house phone. So I had to go back to calling people. And then you start with the, who are you? Why are you calling? What you want with my wife? Why are you asking for her? Why you didn't ask for me? And it's like, okay, trying to find a way to communicate to the people that all I'm trying to do is call and confirm an order. That's it. And that, for at least for me, it fluctuates. It's like, okay, maybe I can do text messages, because then at one point, the reason why I went to text messages is because, one, people act like they didn't understand what I was saying. Two, they would never answer their phone. I would leave messages and they wouldn't call back. So I said, let me send a text message. Then it's like, okay, this group of people, everybody for these, for like 3-4 months would respond to a text message. Even now, I sent a guy a text message. I called, left a message, sent a text message. Then I finally called, and I guess he said, okay, well, this number keep calling me. So he answered, like, oh, yeah, man, I saw your text message this morning. I read it. Okay, I need you to confirm that you're aware that the appointment. Oh, yeah, you can come on by. All right, man, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Click. And I was like, so coming up with an effective way to communicate to the people who you are, the fact that you're confirming this appointment after you got the orders, that can be a moving goalpost sometimes. But again, it all depends on your personality, the people you're coming across. I believe also the city, state, street, house, all of that, where you going at. And then you just try to figure it out from there. But do what you got to do, people. And find a way to make that work. I'm still trying. And if y'all got some suggestions, tell me, because that has been the hardest thing for me across the board. All right, party people. Y'all have a good one. I'm going to get ready. Yeah, I got 15 minutes. I'm going to get ready for my meeting. And y'all have a good one. Peace.